Forest and biodiversity are key to all life forms. The richer the diversity of life, the greater the opportunity for medical discoveries, economic development and adaptive responses to such new challenges as climate change. In Ghana, the efforts to preserve the forest is not without problems, as there are still reports of intimidation of forest guards, often by armed illegal chainsaw operators. GBC 24 went on a day's trip to the Atiwa forest in the eastern region and has this report on the devastating effect of illegal logging and farming activities.
To get the needed footage for this report, we set off from the Rainforest Office at Chebi in the eastern region. 3 miles into the journey through the fringes of a forest, we came to a little community where we were told the journey into the forest itself had not yet begun. So, we were made to get into the appropriate gear of Wellington boots and armed with a cutlass to clear weeds on our path. A mile away, we came to the entrance of the Chebi range of the Atiwa Forest Reserve. The Rainforest Officer, Mr. Isaac Duchi, said for several years, the reserve has not been given out to any contractor for logging. He explained that it is strictly under protection, probably due to the existence of some running streams, Densu, Ayensu and Brim, that supply water to about 5 million people across the country. However, some illegal chainsaw operators still find their way into the forest, irrespective of the restrictions. After an interview with some farmers and wood sellers, it was obvious these illegal chainsaw operators are unperturbed about polluting the water they drink, provided they can make some money to put food on their tables. As we made our way deeper into the forest, we heard the sound of a chainsaw machine in the distance. Anxious to get a visual of the illegal operators red-handed, we headed in that direction as quietly as we could. But we had to intensify our speed through the thicket after an informant saw us and alerted his colleagues. Unfortunately, our attempt to catch up with them was in vain. They managed to abscond despite our difficult task of climbing to the top of this hill where they were busily chopping down trees. The Rainforest Officer, Mr. Jechi, tells us about the difficulties they face while attempting to monitor such persons.
It's very stressful. At times you get to them, maybe you are 3, you go and meet about 4 or 5 people there. What do you do? At times they even shout at you to get away. The other time, my boys, they went to some police. The people were having gun, so they asked them to leave. And at times they ask you to leave. If you want it in a peaceful manner, you just leave. It is only when we outnumber them that we are able to seize the machine from them.
So with all these challenges, what is the commission doing? Are you asked to be armed or something?
For us, for that one, unless you ask the superiors, because we have been complaining about some of these things. And now they put in place rapid response units, maybe where they train some of the forest guards. We are hoping that all the guards will get set training, and they are using guns. So we are hoping that all these boys will be armed in due course to assist in the work.
He alleged that communities on the fringes of the reserve are a major impediment to their work. For her part, the regional forest manager at Akimoda, Dorothy Damson, complained that though they hardly make an arrest, the few they apprehend are soon set free when a higher authority intervenes. She called for stiffer penalties for perpetrators by tightening the forestry law. Meanwhile, we sought the views of some wood sellers and carpenters at Akimoda Timber Market about the quality of wood sold to them by these illegal chainsaw operators compared to that from the sawmill. Their complaint, though, was about the violation of that part of the forestry law that says sawmillers must release 20% of their wood to the domestic markets.
One problem is the government did a law that the sawmillers should bring their products, 20% of their products, to the local market. But that law is not working. They are always importing.
These are some views about the decision by the government to import some timber species.
I think that one will be better if only the government can import it so that we can get some for our job.
Nevertheless, the government has decided to import timber from Cameroon and Guyana to complement its local demand due to the fast depletion of the country's forest over the last few decades. In August 2014, a bilateral agreement between the government of Ghana and Cameroon was finalized to enable prospective timber contractors from Ghana to import from Cameroon to help meet the country's demands. It is an effort to stem the tide of illegal logging and lumbering. Salome Tete, GBC 24, Chebi.